Do-do. Do-do-do. Oh. Hello there. Not sure if doing my show makes it harder for me to sleep or easier for me to sleep. It's good to do, as a buddy of mine says, research and development and try different things and test theories. He's an engineer, so kind of a bit of a scientist. And I believe that too. So I wonder about things. I'm not sure if doing my show helps me sleep or makes me sleep less. I think it started my show. I often in my intro discuss my show and how it started. How it started 5 years ago when I was living in a dark apartment and missing the woman of my dreams. But it might have actually started before I knew. And about 5.5, maybe 6 years ago now, I would wake up every morning and have all these thoughts on my mind and hurts and worries and fears and stuff. Hold on here. And I'd break out my computer and I'd just start writing, kind of a free form writing, and post it on social media. And it got a lot of love because I think my words have an ability to touch the human heart in one way or the other, whether spoken or written. And I think my fingers got sore from typing. So one day I just said, hey, picture's worth 1,000 words. What's a video worth? So here I am. Wow, look at all the people hopping on. This is fun. Somebody said hello to me. Somebody said, hello, Frozen Land. Hello, James, Otis, Geek, Gail, Connie. Ike is back in the house. I got Ike in the house 2 days in a row. I'm going to have to change my setup here. I'm going to have to go get a little more water. One of my thoughts of my show is I'm going to drink a lot of water because I'm really thirsty. Water is an easy habit to excel in. Doesn't really take up much effort and is actually quite refreshing. So hold on, I'm going to get a little more water. You guys can go get a little more water too, or maybe do a couple push-ups while I'm away. Whatever habit you choose. Fine by me. Hang with me. Oh yeah. Hang with me. I'm still here. I'm in the dark. I'm gone, but hopefully not forgotten. I'm coming back. Oh. Not sure if I was ready for my show this morning. I think if the proof is in the pudding, and it usually is, I'm not ready for my show this morning. Might not be fully awake. Might not have my ducks in a row. Might have been up too late and up too early. Not gotten enough sleep. I think I said my gratitude this morning. So I think that's what got me out of bed, actually. Because I woke up and I'm going, ugh, I don't want to get out of bed. Worked late last night. It's 5:30 in the morning. My brain was going. Figured, what the heck am I going to do? And as often is my refrain, I said, well, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So here I am. And good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy. Oh, this is Coffee with Ken. It is Friday morning. It is September 13th. It is just about 6 a.m. Happy Friday. Good morning to you, Julie. Hello, RJ. Thank you for liking the live. I so appreciate RJ. He wakes early. He's got the most dedicated thumbs and slams the lives like nobody's business. So when I say slam the lives, I think, and I'm not even totally sure, I really don't even watch video or content creators on other social media platforms, hardly at all. But I believe if you tap on the screen, I get a like. And right now I somehow have 725 likes up in the upper corner of my screen, it says. And I think it's because RJ is a child from the video game days and has monstrous thumbs from pushing the buttons on his video game controllers, and he's putting those mutatedly large thumbs to work by slamming the likes on my screen every day. And RJ, I thank you and your mutatedly large thumbs. So you keep doing what you're doing. But anyway, it's 6 a.m. and happy Friday. This is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some feelings, sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we all have in life. For those that have been watching a while, I'll tell you now, it's more than that. Oh, it is more than that. You know, it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. With that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee. It's not filled as high as I normally make it. Hello, Spencer. It is not filled as high as I normally make it. It was an accident at first, and then I said, hey, maybe we won't fill it all the way up. Maybe, therefore, it will stay hot the whole time, and I won't have to replace it because it's cooling. We'll see how it goes. Again, R&D. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I needed to blow my nose a little bit. Really sucks doing the intro to your mega successful talk show and have your nose running. If I was in TV or maybe even radio, I would have my staff come and pat me down and make me look just right and bring a little tissue with perhaps aloe for me to blow my nose in. And I'd say, be gone, staff. I'm done with you now. I'm back with my audience. But I'm not a TV personality. Oh, no, I'm not. Not even a radio personality. I don't even know if I've got much personality. I mean, that's not true. I think I got a lot of personality. You might not love it, but it's my personality, and I'm owning it. I'm embracing it. But anyway, as I was saying, I've got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me, and I am so excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. It was made out of almost a sense of urgency this morning. Joanna says, I think you'd be a great radio host. She likes my voice. Well, thank you, Joanna. I appreciate that. Few positive words in there. And I appreciate your positive words. So let's have another sip. Again, I have people making a lot of suggestions to me and saying I should do a podcast or do radio because they like my voice, or and I think God leads us down our path. And right now my path just led me here. Sharing, not sharing the name, sharing my voice, sharing my thoughts, sharing the ups and downs, and sharing a little coffee. Good morning, Dennis. What radio station music would I play? Well, I assume Joanna was thinking I'd do a talk radio station, RJ. I'm assuming because she liked my voice, she'd have me on talk radio. But if I was spinning the music, what would I play? Well, if I was a DJ spinning music, it'd have to be, it'd probably just be Ken's greatest hits. It'd probably be Ken's greatest hits. Might not get a very large viewership, and that might be my problem with my show, that I don't do a niche. I'm stubborn. Oh, am I stubborn? I don't do a niche. I think I could have tenfold the audience if I cut my videos if I did 1/10 of the videos and stuck to a niche and came on when I wanted to be sobriety dad. Hello. Feels great this morning waking up without a hangover. I didn't drink last night. Did you? And that would be a video, and I'd post it, and it would get like 3 million views. Because I would be known for this content. I would be sobriety dad. But no, I'm stubborn, and I will refuse to get tied down to a niche and become sobriety dad, or divorced dad, or mental health Ken, or funny guy Ken. I give myself credit for being funny every once in a while. Give myself credit guy. Whatever. And I think I'd struggle with that same issue if I was a DJ. My first thought is I'd play some Metallica. Wake you up in the morning. But then, and then I'd probably pop on some Led Zeppelin. I'd go, that's rocking out. That's cool. And I'd go, And the softer side of me would go, hey, why don't we throw in a little Jim Croce? Then the emotional side of me be pining over Love Lost while Jim Croce's finishing up his song. I'm going, Jim, I've heard enough of you. Let's throw in some Air Supply. I go, wow, this is really making me tear up. It's going to be hard to talk in the next segment. I'm so emotional about Love Lost. Let's pop on some 80s hair band like Cinderella. Save me. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. For anybody out there of not a certain age, look up Cinderella today if you don't know. Kind of a cool band. Kind of cool, some cool songs. Kind of just a hard driving. I guess kind of Motley Crue-esque band from the 80s. They did some songs, Nobody's Fool and Save Me, and probably a couple others that were pretty rocking. Would I play any Village People? Probably not. Probably not. I'm old enough to know the Village People on a personal relationship. Not what you're thinking. Don't let your minds go to the gutter. But I was around when the Village People came out. I don't remember what year it was, but I remember being a kid. Maybe it was third or fourth or fifth grade or something like that. I don't know. Somebody look it up. When did the Village People start putting out music? Might have been like 77 or 78 or something like that. So I was probably 10 years old. And let me tell you, YMCA was a pretty big song, even for the 10-year-olds. Would I play Christmas music? Would I play Christmas music? Well, I have one Christmas song on my playlist. By the way, I just switched from my playlist is on Apple Music, and I just switched out of the family plan. I was on the family plan with my ex-wife, and family plans are good deals, and you can put a bunch of people on a subscription for the same cost of one person's subscription. But I figured it was time to cut that cord and go out on my own. And haven't renewed my Apple Music yet, but I look forward to it because the last couple days I've been on my own and I haven't had my playlist available to me. And I wonder, it's like $10 a month for Apple Music. And I talk a lot about growing revenue. And honestly, I don't think growing revenue is the same thing as cutting costs. I think if you're worrying about cutting costs, I think you'd be better off financially focusing on growing revenue than cutting costs. But when you're in the very beginning and just blossoming content creator, waiter, revenue grower, cutting costs isn't a bad idea. And I was leaving work last night, and I was going, hey, I'd probably like to listen to some of my music on the ride home. It'd be $10 a month. That's roughly 30 cents a day. If I can save 30 cents a day, is that the same thing as generating 30 cents a day? And I don't think that it is, honestly. Because there's a limit to how much you can save. But there's not a limit to how much you can generate in terms of revenue. If you're looking at generating revenue, whether it's content creation or, I don't know, whatever, the sky's the limit. But there's only so much you can cut out of your life. And I kind of think if you're trying to save your way to prosperity, that's the wrong way of thinking. And so maybe with that in mind, I'll pop on my Apple Music again today. Chugger says, I seem like a Kenny Rogers kind of guy. I do not have one Kenny Rogers song. And I'm not trying to say there weren't times in life when I didn't like The Gambler or The Coward of the Country or something Kenny Rogers did with Dolly Parton. Again, I'm old enough to remember those. But honestly, yeah, no, I don't have one Kenny Rogers song on my playlist. And it's an extensive playlist. It is an extensive playlist. Oh, you asked me about one Christmas song. Who's the guy? I have two songs of his on my playlist. And I got a buddy named Todd who's a music nut. And he's disgusted with me that I have this guy's music on my playlist. One's Auld Lang Syne. I saw my lover in a grocery store. The snow was falling Christmas Eve. You know the song. You know the song. Somebody help me. Who is that? Song is called Auld Lang Syne. We got a 6-pack at the liquor store. Somebody help me. Somebody out there's got to know. Hello, Josh Ogren. Tara Jacobs, thank you for joining me. Tenley says Pandora is free, but then you listen to the music breaks. Plus, it would be so hard to recreate my playlist. I've created that playlist over the last, I don't know, 5 or 8 years. It's almost invaluable to me. Lady is a good Kenny Rogers song. There's several good songs named Lady. Styx had a good song named Lady. Kenny Rogers has a good song named Lady. There was a movie called Lady and the Tramp. I don't think I've ever seen it. But I think there was a movie called that. Let me take another sip of coffee. Oh. I feel a little bit scattered with you today. I'm feeling like I've been a bad host. Billy Joel and Rod Stewart have a show in Cleveland tonight, sold out. Don't have any Billy Joel or Rod Stewart on my playlist. Come on, somebody give me the name of the performer. It's going to pull at me. He's from Illinois. He had a couple big hits. I'll think of it. I will think of it. RJ said, am I excited for today? Not yet, RJ. Not yet. Not yet. Again, I think some people, yes, Kelly R. Fogelberg. It's Dan Fogelberg. Thank you, Kelly R. When you have an answer to something that is pulling at me like that, I would hope you would share that answer a little quicker than you did, Kelly R. But I so appreciate you coming up with Fogelberg. I actually did a video where I'm singing along with my son Augie. I think it's a pretty touching video because Fogelberg did another song that got pretty popular back around 1980. And The Leader of the Band, I think it's called. And for a while I was listening to that song over and over again. And it's about his love for his father. And I was listening to the song, and my little Augie, who was probably 2 years old at the time, and I were sitting on the couch eating a bag of pretzels. And I just pushed my video because I wanted to share that scene or save that scene. And I started singing to Augie and singing The Leader of the Band. And he and I are just sitting on the couch eating some pretzels. We like pretzels. It was Kelly R. for the win. She's strong but mighty too. She's full of information, but she's more of a voyeur than our active participant. I bet Kelly R's got big thumbs. I bet Kelly R could slam the like. You put Kelly R and RJ in a like, slamming the like contest. The sky is the limit how many likes a guy like me could have. Suddenly I'd have 2 viewers. 800,000 likes. TikTok would put my life in front of everybody watching all over the world, and they'd all go, what the hell, this show sucks. It's just this guy drinking coffee. Yet for some reason, there's a person named Kelly R. and Chippy that are liking the crud out of the live. Those two must not have, those three, Ken, Kelly R. and Chippy, must not have much better to do than talk about nothing and slam the likes. Good morning, Julie Flanagan. Tenley wants to know who would win in thumb wrestling. Hold on. Oh. Who would win in thumb wrestling? I'll tell you what. My experience in the half cup of coffee was a mega dud. got cold quicker or more quickly, and had to replace it. So there was nothing I liked about the smaller cup of coffee. Note to self: fill up the cup next time. Hello, Julie Flanagan, if I didn't say hello for you. Tenley asked who would win in thumb wrestling. Well, let's ask the participants. Kelly R. and Chippy. If we had you both doing one of these, doing thumb wrestling, who would win? Who is more confident in their thumb wrestling abilities? I bet Kelly R. is embarrassed by this conversation and wish it would stop. Wish the focus would get off of her and her thumbs. She goes, all I did was throw out Dan Fogelberg. This is why I don't want to be an active participant in the Coffee with Ken show. But I knew the answer, so I couldn't help him out. He was struggling so, and all I said was Dan Fogelberg. And suddenly I'm drawn into a thumb wrestling contest with some guy named Chippy. But I think Chippy is sitting at home right now going, I could thumb wrestle the crud out of her. No wonder I don't get 1 million viewers. Because who would want a limit to sober dad when we can be thumb wrestling Ken? Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Did I tell you it's the pumpkin spice? Did I tell you it's the pumpkin spice? Again, RJ asked me if I was excited about the day, and the answer is not yet. The answer is not yet. Good morning, Robert Patrick. I see Tara Jacobs slamming the likes a little bit. She's almost defensive. She goes, hey, I've been watching a while. My nickname's the Silent Hammer. I've got noteworthy thumbs as well. See what I can do. See what I can do. But yeah, I'm not excited about my day yet. I'm not dreading it. I'm just, as I was making my bed this morning, again, it was just after 5:30, and I worked last night, and it was a slower shift last night, and I had a lot of tables that didn't turn and a lot of smaller bills at the restaurant, and it was a low revenue day and kind of a slow day, just I don't know. I like a nice pace at the restaurant, and I don't like a crazy, frantic pace, even though that's the best chance to make a lot of money. I'd rather feel like I'm really good at what I do, and I think I'm really good at what I do at about 80% of capacity. But last night I was at like 40% of capacity, and I was going, hey, my table's just kind of hanging out. I don't have much more to say to them. I don't want to bother them. But they're here, and here in the restaurant. And so anywhere I go, I feel I'm walking by them. Seems they want to just have a quiet night at the table. Oh, excuse me. So I'm not yet excited about my day, but I will be. Oh, don't you worry, I will be. Might require a nap before I really face the day. Hello, Marjorie. Robert Patrick says, interesting, it's been a while since he served. I prefer the term waiter. Somehow, since the beginning of my career as a waiter, the name has changed. The title of my once in a while job has changed from waiter to server. But when Robert Patrick said it's been a while since he served, reminds me of shaking veterans' hands and thanking them for their service. And I don't, not that anybody would confuse, but use the same word for waiting tables as fighting for your country doesn't seem right to me, really. Is it usually a busy restaurant? It's probably like most restaurants. I think they kind of work the way they work. Kind of like most restaurants, fairly busy. Last night, for whatever reason, wasn't crazy. My section was just kind of slow, and I didn't even have a section. I just had some tables that wanted to take their time last night. So my tables didn't turn, so I didn't have to, do a whole heck of a lot. Because a lot of the stuff you do in restaurants is at the beginning and the end and what have you. And if you got a table sitting in your section for a couple hours, you check in from time to time, but you also try and not bother them. Good morning, Sandra Lynn. Am I superstitious about Friday the 13th? Not even slightly. Not even slightly. I'm superstitious about some things. I pick up pennies. I pick up pennies like nobody's business. I'm sort of afraid of ladders. And I certainly would never open an umbrella inside a house. But as far as Friday the 13th, it doesn't faze me at all. When they don't turn up, they should tip anyway. Reservations. Not overly worried about that. Bonnie said when reservations don't turn up, they should tip anyway. Well, yeah. You guys are trying to get me talking about my thought yesterday. I did have a thought. Yesterday I kind of went on my... I have a nice audience right now. It's 45 people, starting slow, getting their Friday morning going, slamming the likes, just having a nice time talking about their thumbs and coffee and waiting tables and restaurants. But we got a couple troublemakers named RJ and Bonnie that want me to finish my conversation that I started yesterday about immigration and my solution, my unique solution to the immigration issue. And I don't know if I want to go there. Do you really want me to go there? Do you really want me to go there? Hello, Chipbot. Mosey says no. RJ says my show, my rules. Well, that's true. But again, I'm kind of taking a poll of the audience. This isn't about rules. Just kind of wondered. Julie Flanagan says, go there. Wendell says, it's sickening. I wonder if Wendell means my thoughts on immigration are sickening, or the immigration issue facing our country is sickening. Because if he thinks my thoughts on immigration are sickening, I'm going to take that as a vote for no. He doesn't want me discussing it. But if he thinks the immigration issues are sickening, maybe he wants me to discuss it. I did have a thought before I went to bed. I'll touch on it last night. I mean, I'm not, again, I just don't want Canada to feel left out in my thoughts on immigration. If for any reason, and I'm not talking about taking over countries. I'm not talking about ruling the world or taking over world at all. But if Canada wanted to become the 52nd state, I would certainly welcome them as well. PGJWFG said Mexico is its own free country since well before the USA was around. It doesn't want to be a U.S. state. Now, PGJWFG, do you know that to be true? Do you know that to be true? I mean, because if Mexico doesn't want to be a U.S. state, I don't think. How do you know that to be true, PGJWFG? You got to do something with that name, first of all. But how do you know that to be true? I mean, if Mexico doesn't want to be a U.S. state, they don't have to be. But if they want to be, if we took a vote, if they took a vote and they decided to be, I wonder. Oh. Thank you for joining, Deb. Oh, PGJWFG. Why would the government of Mexico vote? I don't know what you mean by that. Have a good morning, Wendell. Thank you for joining. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we didn't get a roaring want for any immigration talk. Nobody even bid on to my thoughts on bringing in Canada to the Union. Somebody asked yesterday why we don't have a issue on our northern border. If I had to answer, I would guess the people on the northern border are satisfied with the economy and the opportunity they have in place north of the border. And the people on the southern border aren't as satisfied with the opportunity in front of them and the government in place and the economic system and the corruption that goes on. And I think that's why people migrate, is to look for a better opportunity. And I would assume the people in Canada, since they don't seem to be lining up on the northern border to get into the U.S., must be satisfied with where they are and not have any desire to be part of the U.S. But I would say the fact that there are people lining up to enter our country from the southern border every day tells me something different than what PGJWFG is saying. And I'm assuming PGJWFG has a political leaning for his thoughts and a political opinion, and he's more interested in espousing his political opinion than coming up with ideas. Oh, it's so good. That is so good. Oh. Getting excited about my day. Thank you, Robert Patrick. Thank you, Robert Patrick. Robert Patrick found my idea to be genius. That's sweet of him. I honestly think it's a great idea. And while PGJWFG might be right that the country that is Mexico has no desire to join the United States, I think it makes sense to throw the thought out there and see if they're interested. Because again, I don't have any answers, but I think I know how to ask the right questions. And when I see millions of people wanting to cross a border to come into the United States, it makes me wonder. Hey, makes me want to ask. Hey, hey, you, what are you doing? What are you coming here for? Guy might say, I want a better opportunity. I can't, I want to raise my kids in better schools or in safer streets, or have more opportunity and chase the American dream. And I'd go, oh, that's a great answer. Welcome. And I might even follow up and say, hey, what if I could give you all those things with you out having to migrate north? You might go, well, I'd rather stay at home with my family. Yeah. Oh, so good. So good. Yeah, I'm not going to lead the charge on that discussion today. I'll engage in it. Oh, am I back from Yellowstone? Somebody said you're back from Yellowstone. I have been back. It's Friday. 5 or 6 weeks from Yellowstone. I was out in Yellowstone for 2 or 3 months earlier in the year. I worked part of a season at the Mammoth Hot Springs Hotel. Back in the springtime, I realized I was in a kind of a little bit of a pickle, and I needed to generate some revenue pretty quickly while putting a roof over my head, which I'll tell you what, I'm not saying woe was me, but I am telling you, being a twice divorced man with children you love, can put you in a financial pickle. And I found myself in a financial pickle this spring. And when the opportunity came up to go to Yellowstone and wait tables at a fairly nice restaurant out there and be housed and fed for $500 a month, I took it. I took it. It was an exciting time. I was scared. Didn't know if I should go, if I could make it, if I could ride my scooter across the country, or what would await me in Yellowstone. I put away all those fears and packed up my scooter and rode off, heading west, and traveled through Illinois and Iowa and Nebraska and Wyoming, and got to my destination, I think 6 days later. It was an exciting time. A lot of fond memories. And taught me a lot. Taught me I was strong, taught me I could wait tables, taught me although I was 55 years old at the time, I still could work a lot of hours of waiting tables. I'd never waited tables for 40 hours in a week before. Most waiters don't. Most of our shifts are 5, 6, maybe 7 hours. We were doing doubles 5 days a week, working 40 plus hours a week, making a good amount of money, and living in a dorm that cost us $500 for food and lodging. Food and lodging. So if anybody out there is hurting financially and wants to see part of the country, for me, it wasn't for me. I'd rather ride my scooter around Naperville than which is a suburb of Chicago, than live in Yellowstone. I mean, it was interesting, and again, it was a great experience. But I was there 2 months, and that was plenty of time. Uh, Joanna asked if it was a small scooter. No, it was a big scooter. It still is a big scooter. It's a Suzuki Bergman 400. Can go, probably 85 miles an hour, but it got me to and fro. And getting there was half the fun. Coming back was super exciting as well. Thank you, Laura Beth. I'm happy you're on. PGJWFG. My trip reminded me of the book, Traveling the Country on Smaller Highways in a Van, I think it was. I tell you what, traveling on smaller highways is so cool. Traveling by yourself is cool. Traveling on two wheels is cool. All of the above is fraught with peril, but fraught with memories as well, and conversations, and people in small coffee shops and towns I can't remember the name of, in the middle of Montana, friendly faces. Yeah. How am I doing now? I'm doing great. Doing great. Doing great. Thanks for asking. Drinking my coffee. Getting my feet under me. Working as a restaurant, a nice restaurant here in Naperville, Illinois. Working hard, working a lot of hours, covering my financial responsibilities, temporarily housing myself in this lovely extended stay America that I checked into 5 or 6 weeks ago while I figured out life a little bit further. Yesterday was my first official payday, and I'd been paid before, but it was training pay. And yesterday I got a paycheck from the restaurant I work at that showed the tips I'd been earning. And I go, huh? So I make this much money if I do that. And with this much money, I can send a check off to this financial responsibility and this financial responsibility and this financial responsibility. And I still have this much left over. And from there, you can start thinking, dreaming, planning, budgeting. Going, okay, well, that felt good. I worked hard. I'm tired. But sometimes in life we're tired, and sometimes we work hard, and sometimes we got to stretch our dollar a little bit. And that was what I experienced across the board. But I go, okay, I can do that. I can do that. I can work till 11 o'clock as a waiter, and I can come home and I can sleep, and I can do my coffee show and go to the gym and edit videos and see my kids and do that. And this is what it looks like. And I can go, huh? I can do that. So that's where I'm at right now. And again, it was good getting a paycheck. And because I figure if I take every shift I can, which is 5 or 6 shifts a week, I'll make what I made yesterday. And what I made yesterday certainly doesn't put me on easy street. But it also covers my financial responsibilities in a way that I feel proud of. And also puts a roof over my head. And I also live in one of the best cities in the world. And I'm not pining for home. So I'm doing well. Have a little more coffee. So I'm doing well. And again, I think when we can kind of start formulating, because a lot of times over the last few months, like in the spring when I decided I was headed out to Yellowstone, I was going, crap, I got to do this. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I got to go here. So I went. And it was good getting paid, and it was good working hard, and it was good having cheap housing, and it was good being fed. But I missed home. And I saw the mountains, and I lived in the mountains, and I rode all through Yellowstone, and I rode all through Montana, and I'd done that. And I had gained confidence, and I'd realized I could do it back home in the western suburbs. And it feels good being back. RJ wants to know, how's the social media growth been this week? How has it been? I'd say it's been very good. Revenue across the board on all my social media platforms continues to grow. Audience continues to grow on every social media platform. All the charts, if you look at them, and I don't know which way they kind of point, are upward. And my audience is growing on everyone, and there's 37 people watching live right now this morning, but I'm going to post this video on various social media platforms, and it's going to get more viewers than it did a week ago, and even more viewers than it did a month ago, and more viewers than it did 6 months ago. And if you're growing and getting better and improving, I don't know how you cannot be optimistic. And you're working hard at nights and covering your financial responsibilities. I don't know how you cannot be optimistic. I think the only way to not be optimistic is by focusing on what you don't have, or focusing on your sore feet, or focusing on your tired body, or focusing on the small little room you live in. But your focus is probably on the wrong things if that's how you're feeling. Promise you, focus on the blessings of the coffee and the roof and the water and the strength in your body. And you just flip a switch and you start feeling better about everything. And I tell you what, it's better to feel better about everything than worse about everything. Yeah. So it's Friday morning. I'm not going out to see Shannon. I appreciate bringing it up. Is Morgie cheering tonight? No, she's not. She's not. She had a game scheduled for tomorrow, but it got moved to yesterday for some reason. And because I reached out to her, I've got 4 beautiful kids, 2 older girls from a first marriage, Erin and Morgie, that I love with all my heart, and 2 little beautiful kids from my second marriage, named Eve and Augie, that I love with the rest of my heart. And Morgie's in high school, and she cheers and competes in track and did a lot of gymnastics as a young lady growing up. And I reached out to her to see if she was cheering at a game this weekend, because I hadn't seen her yet. I hadn't watched her team play. I tell you what, it's kind of neat having a daughter that does cheer, because I love watching my girls compete, but I also love watching sports. And even if she's not on the field per se, wearing pads and helmets, I get to watch a football game while watching my beautiful girl cheer on the sideline. And that's kind of a neat experience for a guy that likes football and likes sports. And I don't know. Yeah. But no, she's not cheering this weekend, which is a little bit of a bummer. I would have liked to have seen her, but the game got moved till yesterday for some reason. And I'm not going to Iowa either. I'm not going to Iowa. I was hoping to go see my oldest out at Iowa State this weekend, but a bunch of things happened and didn't work out. And a bunch of Erin's friends don't have their family coming out either, so I think she's probably kind of excited just to have a weekend, maybe a little free, not have to tour her dad around the campus. But I was kind of looking forward to it. But there's a bunch of challenges to getting out there. It's a kind of long drive, and I don't know. But either way, I was a little disappointed, but I'm happy for her that she's having a great time. And again, that's, a summary of this show and mental health and everything. You can be a little disappointed, but if you focus on being a little disappointed for too long, you live a disappointed day and a disappointed, disappointing life. Or if you just focus on, well, she's going to have a fun weekend. I'm excited for her. She's down and she's at school and she sends me pictures and she always has a huge smile on her face and she's hugging her friends, her new friends she's making, and she's at a football game and it's a sea of red because she goes to Iowa State, and wow, that looks fun. And maybe she doesn't need her dad this weekend. Maybe her dad's done just enough to get her where she wants to be and go off in life. Gonna get teary-eyed, which makes me smile. So I'm crying with a smile, and that's a good feeling. What's on the docket this weekend? RJ, I don't know that I have a docket. I took off 3 days from work, thinking I'd have plans this weekend, but my plans kind of fell away. So at this moment, I don't have a docket this weekend. I believe there is a shift available today at the restaurant. Part of me wonders, do I need a day off? I felt myself getting a little frustrated last night, or kind of, I don't know if I was grumpy, but a little frustrated. My feet and ankles are sore. I certainly could use the revenue. So I haven't decided. I know I need to do laundry. I know I'm going to drink some coffee. I know I'm probably going to get more rest. I don't know. Tomorrow's never promised, but I hope to go to church on Sunday. Hope to maybe get to the gym one time this weekend. I went yesterday and I really didn't feel a whole lot of enthusiasm, to be honest, going. Wasn't excited about it, but I went in, and on the ride over there, I was thinking, hey, what am I going to do? How am I going to work out today? Should I do heavy? Should I go light? Should I do different exercises? And I go, stop talking, Ken. Just do your regular workout. Get through it. It doesn't have to be the world's best workout. Just do it. And I go, you're right, Ken. It doesn't have to be the world's best workout. Let's just do it. And did my regular workout and got through it and felt good and moved the piece around the board a little better and got stronger and accomplished something, and that felt nice. Do you guys want to talk a little more? We got a nice audience. I don't have anywhere specially pressing to be. It's 6:45. I've got 3 days of no work scheduled and no family duties because they were all fell away. All right. So RJ said, yeah, that's enough for me. If we got 45 people watching, I'm going to go get my power cord and I'm going to go get a little more coffee because my phone's telling me it's a little bit low on juice. Oh my gosh. I almost fell over. My knee was... Tell you what, I'm proud that I'm able to physically handle the job of waiting tables at 56. But don't you think for a second there's not wear and tear on this body. Gonna go get some coffee. Oh, there we go. Did I stock up on coffee? No, I'm still drinking. Again, I'm at home by myself. Used to split a pot every morning with my wife, and Sometimes the kids would have a little coffee. And no, I didn't need to stock up on any. Did the gel shoe inserts help? Potentially, I think they helped a lot. It's one of those things, I think they probably help like relieve the stress on your feet and your ankles and your knees by like maybe 10%. And sometimes it's hard to notice that 10% difference. And you're still on your feet, and your feet get tired, and your ankles get tired, and your knees get tired, and sometimes you just want to sit down anyway. But the need for it isn't as great as it used to be. I think a month ago, when I was standing on these shoes and not moving around, I honestly think the carpet at there was carpet at the restaurant, which grosses me out, to be honest with you, in Yellowstone. I think having carpeting underneath where you eat is a yucky thing. But anyway, there was. And I think just that tiny little layer of restaurant carpeting softened the impact on my feet a little bit. And when I came back here and started working at a restaurant without carpet, I think my feet and ankles were hurting a little more. And about I don't know, a month ago, I got some Dr. Scholl's inserts, and they're helping a lot. But again, it's probably like 10 or 15% improvement, and that 10 or 15% is a great investment. So, ironically, Bobby Shoemaker just hopped on as we're talking about footwear. I wonder if Bobby Shoemaker is any relation to Willie Shoemaker, the jockey, the Hall of Fame jockey. It's funny, people used to have names that kind of said what they did for a living. And I doubt Bobby Shoemaker really makes shoes. But I guarantee somebody, if you look back in history, in his family lineage, his great-great-great-great-grandfather made shoes. Maybe I can't truly guarantee that. But again, RJ wants to know, was the last name Tracy shortened? No, I think Tracy is an Irish name, and if you go to Ireland today, you will find people named Tracy. Tenley thinks the name Shoemaker is a preferred name to cobbler. I like the name. I like the word cobbler. I throw it around as often as I can. Not too often do you really have a chance to talk about cobbling or cobblers, but it's fun when you do. Yeah. I did not. Somebody said Ken just made some espresso. Perhaps they're saying they made some espresso. I had a customer say he wanted a double espresso the other night. I go, hey, we don't do fancy coffees here. We don't do fancy coffees here. Barely do coffees. It's weird. Some restaurants I've worked at, I'll sell 10 cups of coffee a day. Some I do like one a week. I had my manager talking to me about the coffee she liked the other day. And I said, I like coffee a lot as well. She goes, well, I figured you did. Your cup says coffee with Ken on it. I go, yeah, that it does? That it does. What is my favorite coffee? David, my favorite coffee right now, I'm drinking the pumpkin spice coffee by Starbucks, and I call that my very favorite coffee right now. I think there's periods in my year or time that I got a taste for something different, that I have want something different, and Enjoy the Starbucks Sumatra or cinnamon dolce, or maybe even if I'm on the road, I'll pull into a Dunkin' Donuts and get an extra large coffee with cream. And that might be my favorite coffee. It's usually the coffee that's in my hand. But I'm really enjoying the pumpkin spice by Starbucks right now. Do I like coffee flavored ice cream? Not particularly. I'll tell you what, I finished up some Moose Tracks coffee I bought this week. Got 2 tubs for buy one, get one free. Got the Moose Tracks. I finished up the 2nd tub yesterday. Oh, that Moose Tracks ice cream is really good. RJ knows I'm been frequenting Pete's Coffee lately. I went yesterday. I'm really surprised because I've talked about being frugal before. Starbucks is a little cheaper than Pete's, gives you free refills, has free Wi-Fi, free large waters. But I think Pete's has something going for it. Starbucks recently got a new CEO. They hired the CEO from Chipotle away, hoping to turn around their business. And I'll tell you what, that CEO should reach out to me and go, Ken, you're a reasonably intelligent guy. You're well-spoken. You like coffee. You like Starbucks. Yet, in the last month, you started going to Pete's Coffee. I get paid $40 million a year to be CEO of Starbucks, or whatever he makes. We'll give you 1% of that to be my consultant. I believe 1% of 40 million is 400,000. You know, sold. Sold. I'll do it. I'll do it. For 400 grand, be a consultant to the CEO of Starbucks and tell him, as a guy that spent a ridiculous amount of time at Starbucks drinking coffee but noticing things, I've noticed some things, a change at Starbucks. Yeah. And I maybe didn't notice I was noticing it until I went to Pete's and go, wow, they got soft leather chairs. They've got friendly baristas, perhaps even friendlier. Their store is definitely cleaner. Their garbage isn't always overflowing. Their bathrooms aren't littered with toilet paper and mess. And again, I think sometimes corporations get so big they lose sight of the customer. And I think just connecting with the customer, not just the negative voices, not just the people that fill out the reviews or do the Yelp forms, because those people are mostly negative. But somebody that'll take an honest look at it and go, I still like this, this, and this about the experience. But maybe, Starbucks, you put so much focus on the drive up that you've lost sight of the your original goal, which was to provide the customer a place between work and home that he can spend some time. And the experience for those, me, isn't quite the same as it used to be. And going to Starbucks doesn't feel as special because the garbages are overflowing. and they're not as clean. It's just my 2 cents. Oh, he might not even have to pay me 1% for those 2 cents. If he's watching Coffee with Ken, he could get those tips for free. Those thoughts. But I think I could do more than just give him my feedback. I could probably get in there and go, huh. Bet we could change this, and this and get this. I tell you what, I'm not in any way qualified to be the Starbucks. I'm in some ways qualified to be the Starbucks CEO. My resume probably doesn't stand up to his. I certainly haven't turned around multiple billion-dollar companies. But honestly, he gets a lot of credit for turning around Chipotle. Did he turn around Chipotle, or did he just come in at a time when they had some issues with, foodborne illnesses? And he kind of was at the helm during that time, and they figured out what was causing the foodborne illnesses. And Chipotle, a great company, stock continued to rise. So was he the beneficiary of being at the right place at the right time? I'll bet he was. Tenley says more fast food restaurants should follow Portillo's efficiency methods. Portillo's is good. RJ wants to know what's my first memory of Chipotle. I don't know. I don't know that I have a first memory of Chipotle. Chipotle and I don't have that much of a relationship that I look back and think of the first time I walked in. I mean, it's not great. I don't even love their product. It's okay. If you want a sort of cold burrito, Chipotle's the place for you. Honestly, I don't know why. Why is their burrito cold? Like, it's almost like the rice they scoop in and the beans they scoop in are kept in the fridge. I don't understand. I mean, it's okay, but it's certainly not a great burrito. I mean, they've got a pretty good system. They do well. The business does well. It's trendy. But I've never thought it was that great of a business. Yeah, Tenley agree. Tenley says, for Mexican food, always go to an authentic hole-in-the-wall type place. Yeah, a joint. Not a place staffed by college kids. Go to a place staffed by people that look like they've eaten a lot of burritos and that work over a hot grill, not some steam press. It's not the way I want my tortilla made. I want my tortilla flung on a somewhat dirty-ish chorizo-covered grill. And I want some guy grabbing a handful of cheese and throwing it on there, and then scooping up some steak and scooping up some chorizo and throwing it on there, throwing some sour cream, a little lettuce, and wrapping it up, making that tortilla extra crispy, serving it to me hot with a side of chips and salsa from a kind woman who only speaks a bit of English. That's the type of burrito I want. Oh, yeah. Maybe that's on my docket today. Go to a burrito joint and get a real good burrito. Vanessa, do you have to teach me Spanish? Well, that's okay, Edwin. Chorizo. Do I like the green sauce? Salsa verde? Sure. I love sauces. I love trying different ones. Sometimes at one of these burrito joints, one of these kind ladies will come and bring me 3 bottles of salsa. The salsa verde, the salsa regular, y the salsa muy picante, which is kind of a darker red sauce with, you can almost see the little herbs and spices in it. And I'll try all 3. Condiments are good things. Condiments are good things, so I like trying different things. I love brown mustard. Got home last night, made a couple ham and salami sandwiches with American cheese and Dijon mustard. And I'll tell you what, they were delicious. They were delicious. But anyway, it's Friday morning. I've talked over an hour. Hey, Sean, thank you for watching, and you have a blessed day as well. If we took... For the record, Mississippi Mama Bear said, if we took Mexico, could we claim Tex-Mex as just Mex? First of all, I'm not taking Mexico. None of my thoughts on immigration have anything to do with taking. It's welcoming. It's welcoming. So I don't even know what Tex-Mex is. I've only been to Texas a couple times in my life. And I remember I was there for my nephew's wedding, and they said, oh, you got to go to this restaurant. It's great Tex-Mex. I don't even know what it really is. I don't even know what that really is. But anyway, I do know what this coffee is. And I do know it's Friday morning. And I do know at this point I'm excited about my day because I got my caffeine pumping. I got some laundry I need to do, I get to do. Probably be a good idea to throw that laundry in. Maybe throw on CNBC because it's early and the markets are open. And maybe cuddle up in bed and edit a couple videos and post this video on various social media platforms. And while my laundry's squishing around the laundry machine, go, do I want to see if I can pick up that shift later today? Do I want to see if I can pick up that shift later today? And I'm not sure if I do or don't. But I am excited to get my day started. And I am excited to drink a little more coffee. And I do know I have oranges and apples and cottage cheese in my fridge. And I'm looking forward to all of those. And I'm looking forward to my day. And I'm feeling good. And I'm enjoying my coffee. And I'm thankful for you. And I'm thankful for the blue sky and the little breeze we have going through the trees today. And the cup of water I have in front of me. And my laundry machines and my cozy bed and my CNBC I'm going to be watching. I'm thankful for a whole bunch of things. And I hope you're thankful today as well. I hope your week is going well. I hope your Friday is starting off good or well. I want to thank you so much for joining my little show called Coffee with Ken. If you're new, please subscribe. Please follow my page. Please like my videos. Please enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.